because I had a Ron Harper basketball card. Do you remember Ron Harper?
Oh yeah.
Of course I remember.
He had the
Ron.
double part. He had the double, remember? And I asked my mom to give me a double, and it didn't go good. I thought it went okay.
You know why he got double, right?
No.
It's because he stuttered and he would always say things twice.
Are you serious?
No, I just made that up. But wouldn't that be fun if that's why he did it?
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would have been an amazing anecdote. I would have.
Wouldn't that be fucking cool if Ron Harper was like, I be saying stuff twice. So
I was ready to take that to the fucking barbershop tomorrow, man. Yes, sir, there it is. Welcome back to another week of My Mama Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
And we work to prove that Vince Staples is, in fact, heir to the Staples stationery store fortune. It is a black-owned company, y'all. How do you think he takes so much time off of music and still has all that money? Also, why is Sprite so expensive in there? You tell me.
Whoa, well, you're coming in with two heavy things that I think are worth discussing. Number one, this starts to make me think maybe that's the reason they replaced the Staples Center. Do you know what I mean? That the Lord, the patriarch of the Staples family might be on a deathbed. He might be on his way out of here. They don't want Vince Staples to come in and make the Staples Center what we want it to be, what it's always been meant to be. And so they sell the shit off.
Meant to be? What is it always
It's always been meant to be black owned. It's always
called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
It was always meant to be black owned. There was supposed to be incense and dashikis in the windows.
Come on, I never
seen
a white person use a stapler. That's not true. That's not true. I was going nuts.
You know what? I didn't believe you, but I was going to go with it because I'm in this one. Vince Staples was going to take that shit over and they couldn't have that. So they sold it off to crypto.com. Vince Staples.
Vincent Kwame Staples III.
Lord Staples. First of his name. No, they couldn't handle it. So they sold our shit off. And then on top of that, they made Sprite the most expensive Sprite can be given.
I got a Sprite in a Staples one time. It was like $7.
Yeah, no, they're like, hey, we are upcharging the fuck. If you want Sprite that bad to buy it at a Staples, you are paying Hawaiian prices.
Yep. It was, 'cause what am I gonna get? An RC? No, you know what I'm getting. It's green.
You know I'm thirsty as fuck if I'm buying it here. And I
have no other choice, Staples.
I'm out of options. So yeah, I'll pay a surcharge for that shit.
I'll pay that black tax. Anyways, yeah.
You know who is probably much more thoughtful about all of her things besides accusing Vince Staples of somehow sitting on billions of secret dollars that he can't access, is our guest today. I think she seems like a much more reasonable, much more well-considered person. She is a podcaster. She's a journalist, a culture critic. She's an executive producer at iHeart. She does it all. And she just so happens to be the older sister of our very beloved editor for this show, a man who we respect dearly and cherish.
I don't know. You were just trying to play him out. Not 5 minutes ago.
Sure, I told him he looked like a cop, but
you say that sans beard with a part in your head. That's a bold statement.
Buddy, I'm lashing out. They made me look ridiculous. And I'm just trying to hurt the people closest to me. We love Justin. He does phenomenal work. And we couldn't be more excited that his sister but a much very talented person outside of just his sister. She's joining us today. Please give it up for our guest, Miss Joelle Monique.
Hi, y'all.
Well, I think I'm looking forward to cracking up. I hope I can, totally crack up. So I haven't, totally cracked up in a long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how we do intros around here. Welcome.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I feel kind of great that you guys are like, she seems like she has your shit together. That means whatever I'm projecting is working. The lie is out there. Let's keep it strong and going. This is totally a together woman.
Keep on lying to us. We love it. We're impressed over it this way.
Yeah, you impressed this whole part.
Oh, perfect. I'm keeping it up.
So you came to us with a conspiracy theory. I'm very excited to jump into this. You came to us with a conspiracy theory that I feel like I've heard versions of, but never quite this specifically phrased. You said, my mama told me.
If you cut a girl's hair before her first birthday, she'll be cursed with bad hair.
Yes.
Tell us everything.
I feel like every culture has a version of this story. I used to work at a children's hair salon in the northern part of Chicago. So we had all these rich kids come in and get their hair cut, but it was diaspora Chicago. So, the diaspora is very mixed and blended. And there was a lot of concern about is it time to cut my daughter's hair? If I cut it, will I ruin it? Which is we could just up front say it's a ridiculous statement. Your hair changes every 7 years. Yes. There's no way. Your hair changes every 7 years. Okay. As you evolve and grow, at no point in time will cutting your hair affect how it comes out of your head. However, the superstition is really strong. Moms particularly really freak out about it. They want their girls to have, I think in the Black community, it's all about curl pattern and jacking that up too early.
Right.
You got that lovely baby hair when you're little. They want to keep that intact into your older ages as long as possible. So don't cut it. Do cut it. How short? All of that. It has real importance. I remember in the white community, we would not cut girls' hair until they were 4 or 5, typically. You got a haircut way later if you were a white little girl, which I always found very interesting. They were not interested in upkeep.
So for the Black parents, that they were more often cutting the girl's hair early, just not at 1. So at 3, they're coming in cutting.
Yeah, 2 or 3, let's keep it even, especially as the natural came into popularity again. We're seeing let's make sure the fro's not too uneven. Can we just either that, or they were taking them to a braider and be let's just keep this braided up and going. We'll just trim the ends, get you that long hair by the time you hit first grade. These are the goals, I feel for most people.
Damn. Well, you already debunked it because I was oh, this is for sure true.
I was about to say, Bori, you didn't seem in the least bit fully on board with the premise, and then Joelle was like, I don't believe any of this, and it's nonsense.
I thought it was totally true because I had not me, I but my little brothers, they have nicer hair than me, and we didn't cut their hair till they were 3 or 4, and I guess I always thought that there was some, I don't know, in my head it's something you got to grow into it first before you let it reset or something. I don't have any science on this, but that is, I never heard that 7 years shit ever. I believe it. I'm just saying I never had heard that.
That was the first for me, and I also was 7 years. I didn't read nothing about no 7 years, but you seemed very confident, and in that way, I was gonna nod through it. I was just gonna be yeah.
I would say I would say my purview is specifically for a class of people that do not mind spending $20 to $60 on their child's haircut. It's not a great clips where you're just shearing children. They were we need trendy styles. And okay, so for white little girls, it was the classic bob. They would come in, they'd have their long hair their whole lives. They've been growing out since babies. And when they hit between 1st and 3rd grade, suddenly as a sign of maturity or you're older now, or maybe mom's just tired of doing the hair, whatever the reason, they came in and they got the same under the ear tucked bob. All of them. It was a standard for 2 of my stylists when I was working at the salon. So I just think that again, in the white community, it's all about their girls tend to be blonde for longer. So it's like, just let's have this long, blonde, shiny hair going around with your little. When you're older, you can start taking care of your own hair. We'll do a big chop. You're good to go. For Black girls, I felt like it's a lot about just curl pattern and keeping that consistent as they grow up and giving them more options with their hair as they're older. I think there's a lot of fear of somehow damaging it so they won't be able to wear it natural, or they'll only be able to wear it straight or whatever. There's so much anxiety about how our hair is going to come out of our heads and how we'll be perceived for that.
Well, I guess that's one of the questions that it sort of like is leading me to is how much of this do you feel like is just some weird internalized racism? Do you know what I mean? That like some of it almost reads like that we can only be pure at a certain point, and if we somehow unleash ourselves of this purity, we become less good for the white man and his appearances and expectations, whatever the fuck.
I think it's a heavy dose of racism and misogyny, right? So I was talking to somebody who like just had a baby girl, and she was all excited. And every time she told people she was pregnant with a girl, they would be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Girls are terrible. So difficult. Oh God, she's going to steal your beauty. She'll steal your beauty."
Wait.
Right.
There's another one. Or worse, like...
I think even if it's not misogynistic, that's a pretty crazy thing to say to somebody, that this baby is gonna fucking maleficent your youth.
You're
out
about
of
to
your
get
body.
busted in 6 to 9 months. Enjoy that face.
I mean, that is, and I think like some people feel like in competition with their daughters. They're like, oh, now she's beautiful. And she's like, got the limelight for whatever reason. It's a very weird attitude for people to take on, but we've seen it and it's weird.
Sure.
And I think...
Yeah, definitely seen that in real life.
But then on the flip side of that, you have a lot of moms who sort of live vicariously through their daughters and their beauty. They're like, oh, I have the most beautiful daughter in my friend group. She's marrying. She's like, look at these guys that are after her, like literally showing us like I recently had dinner with my mom and a bunch of her friends.
Okay. I was like, this feels very personal.
Yeah. Listen,
and she's wearing a green shirt and she keeps asking where is the bathroom, but she doesn't get up to use the bathroom.
But I think that there's a lot to be said about like the fear around like, is your daughter going to be so beautiful that it's going to be a problem? Is your daughter going to be more beautiful than you? Is your daughter going to be accepted, period, around like their hair? And then like, that's one of the first major decisions you make as a parent, right? Like, what are we like? We got their clothes. Their room is kind of set up. They've gotten all their shots and doctor stuff. Like a lot of the big scary stuff is out of the way. But then it's like, when do we cut their hair? And hair is so personal to us. Like, do y'all remember your first haircut? Or did your parents take video of it at all?
I don't remember.
We didn't have a video camera. We lived in apartments.
Don't be silly. Video.
Like what I saw on America's Funniest? No, we did not have that.
Oh my God. At the salon I worked at, we would do a first haircut package where we would like film it. Of course, now, parents have like cell phones and stuff. But I think even back in the day, you would have people come and like film it. Like it's a momentous occasion. Like this is the very first time. And some people have really traumatic experiences connected to that.
I don't believe that was treated that way in my home. No. But maybe that's just because my parents are who they are. But
I can't imagine it was even like I can't imagine my hair ever got even that long. I bet it was pretty young I got my first one.
I think I similarly don't know that my hair got like crazy long, but it probably like was froed out when I was like a baby and a kid. But like I remember specifically asking my mom, because my mom used to cut my hair, and I thought she was good at it, but it turns out, she wasn't.
Then you got outside.
The first haircut I remember is asking my mom for a Michael Jordan haircut. I wanted to look like Michael Jordan because I'm a kid in Chicago in the fucking 90s. Are you talking about bald? I wanted to be bald like Michael Jordan because I wanted to be... What a strange
little boy.
Amazing.
Baldy was cool. The Fab Five had it. It wasn't
cool crazy back then. There were people doing the thing. You know what I mean? I said, give me the Michael Jordan. She was like, I don't think you want the Michael Jordan. I was like, give me that goddamn Michael Jordan.
Give it
And
to
then
me,
she-
woman.
Give me the Michael Jordan or I swear to God. And she finally gave me what was her negotiation with a baldy. She just like buzzed it super low. And I cried for
You
like,
hated
Oh
it was the worst choice I could have made was having that
Did
cut
everybody
off.
slap it?
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna look at
no.
this bald scalp and not slap the shit out of it when
Especially
you're
on
an
a little
adult.
boy. I remember my mom cut my hair for a long time too. And she gave me a part one. Speaking of parts, she gave me a
Come
part.
on, man.
It wasn't that. She tried to give me a part. She gave me the double and it didn't work. And I thought it worked okay. And then I got to the Boys and Girls Club and they let me know.
They went in.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
No, it's tough, man. Hair. We say all that to say, Joelle, hair, to your point, is a very precious thing for everyone in a
Mhm.
way that it does feel like at the point that my hair becomes fucked up, I would want to be able to blame something grander than myself. That like maybe my parents did a horrible thing to me at one that made my hair turn terrible instead of just admitting like, oh, I don't know how to take care of my shit.
Right. And then you gotta think about too, like, so if you're a kid on the spectrum, like getting a haircut can be like super intimidating. Or if you're just a kid who's like, this is a new experience, I have anxiety. If you're just a child with anxiety coming in to get your hair cut, like all of it is just like a very intense emotional experience for a lot of people. Not everyone, but for a lot of people. And I think that there's this feeling that if you at least wait until they're after one, their head's the right shape, that's pretty much going to be growing
That's
up.
true.
You can like
gotta-
get the haircut to match how they look, a little bit more about their personality. Maybe we can match that up a little bit.
Yeah. Them plates ain't finished shifting, so we probably shouldn't be pushing clippers
you got that
into
gooey
it.
spot up top.
Yeah. What if you press the clippers into the gooey spot?
Oh, no.
Now my baby broken because you wanted to give him a bald fade.
That's how A Beautiful Mind happened.
Oh, God.
All right.
It could go either way.
I think we got to take a break. We'll be back with more Joelle Monique and more My Mama Told Me.
What in reverse, Terry?
Welcome back to My Mama Told Me. We are discussing whether or not the gooey spot gives you mental powers. No, I'm just kidding. It's not even called the gooey spot.
No, you gotta press a certain like code into it. Like
It's like up, down, left, right,
yeah.
AB.
If you hit that gooey spot the right way, you're gonna be strong as hell.
You put the Konami code on that gooey spot, you're gonna raise a savage. No, I was just thinking about this because now I'm realizing I'm listening to all this talk about children and their hair and how little autonomy I've ever had over my hair.
What?
Like,
Expand on that. What?
I never chose my haircuts as a kid. I think I could choose like if I wanted a part or not.
Mm-hmm,
But other than that, like the idea of like long hair or something, never.
Like you
Never
couldn't
even.
come home and be like, "Mom, I'm getting braids now."
No, it was like, because my mom's super African too, so it was like Vaseline on the face, short haircut.
Okay. I feel the same way, and I was wondering if it's like a Black parent thing. Like for me, it was immediately perm, like relaxer at 4 or 5. Right?
Like the kids relaxer. Remember the kids relaxer?
Yes,
boxes?
just for kids.
Just for me.
Langston was actually on that box as a little boy.
I believe it. I 100% believe it. Although, did you see the thing where all those girls came out and they were like, never used a relaxer?
No!
It blew up
what?
on Black Twitter. A bunch of the little girl models are now adult women, and all of them were talking about how they had never had a relaxer in their entire life, and that they were just hair models. That they, I was
Okay, well
like,
now
duped. I had no
we
idea.
need to get to these niggas on the 360 styling box.
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
They're just peeling back wigs.
Yo, those guys looked amazing. Do you remember them?
I will say this, that now having been on enough sets where like a barber comes in with that spray.
Oh,
and
the
can-
Beijing?
Yeah, but when they're using it for justice and not for like weird evil, they can make your shit look sharp than a motherfucker.
Bro,
Hell
I
yeah.
was on I'll tell you guys the truth. We're friends. I was on a TBS show, Beijinged up. I felt incredible.
Yeah, no, it's
Felt taller.
it's a
Felt so
wild
good.
power that they can employ if they do it the right way.
And even the wrong way. Jalen Rose looks great.
But Jalen Rose is doing it the most evil way possible.
Wait, explain.
I just think he truly is making us believe that barbers have that potential to like to never let our line ever come out of place ever. And the truth is, we are vulnerable, we are human, and Jalen Rose is on some weird we are God shit.
I hear what you're saying. I love a black dude with hair that looks wet. I love it. I think it's so cool. I always
Just a hangover from the Jerry curl. It's like
I don't know what it is. It's aspirational to
more
me.
kept. Okay, all right.
Joelle, were you allowed to choose your hair after?
Nah.
You said perm immediately, but at what point were you able to like assert a little dominance over this?
When I was 17 and I cut it all off. I pulled a Willow much later in life.
Oh,
I was like,
when she
no, I'm cutting it all
Like
of it off.
14.
I really wanted to go natural because I'm a lazy girl. Like if you have relaxed hair, you can't be lazy. You got to get up in the morning. Like you can never step out in the rain. You got to be worried about humidity. When I was living in Chicago, it's too many things to constantly be worried about if you have your hair relaxed. And I wasn't good at doing the hair wraps yet. So I was like, I'm just going to cut it all off and go natural. And when I learned you could just do a wash and go, I was like, is this heaven? This is what life was really meant to be lived like. You should just be able to rinse your hair out and throw some product in it and walk out the door.
So did you cut it and then just show up bald headed at home? Or did you like notify everybody to be like, hey, this decision, this is what I want. Here we go.
Somewhere in the middle. So I would go to my mom's stylist growing up. So I got that first like relaxer. That was at my mom's hair salon.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go, every 6 months to a year, depending on how good financially the year was going. And so I went in and they were like the usual. And I was like, no, cut it all off. They're like, your mom knows. I was like, sure does. It's totally fine.
Oh,
cut it all off.
Yo.
Whoa.
She didn't know, but she thought it was cute. It worked out. She was like, oh, okay. I see what you're going for. She would have never allowed it if I asked.
How all the way off are we talking?
They had to use clippers, which was a shock. They're like, okay, so we're just like shaving the back. So it was like, you remember when Rihanna did the umbrella video and it was like long in the front and really tight in the back?
Yeah.
It was that.
Okay.
that look.
Okay. That's a good look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it worked.
you
It
did it.
worked.
Yeah. That's
I liked
solid.
it.
That's solid.
Hell yeah.
Do I remember the video?
Yes, I knew it. I was like, these guys would know. They're connoisseurs of Rihanna.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
big
celebrate
fan.
The entire clap.
Are y'all excited for the NFL, the Super Bowl show?
I am excited for the
You
Super
goddamn
Bowl
right. I'm
halftime
excited
show.
for that Super Bowl show.
I think I'm going to bet on it.
On
They
the
have
game
all
or
kind
on Rihanna?
Both. They have all kind of prop bets for the halftime show.
Yeah,
too,
like
so.
how many people she'll bring out and who will come and shit like that.
I want her to
Yes,
bring
I
out
guess
like
I'm
100
sure.
people like she did for that BET Awards show. Was that
When they were
BET?
dancing on stage?
Yes. I was
Yeah,
like, this
that
is the
shit was
dopest thing
fire.
I've ever seen in life.
I think
Repeat
it's
that.
really good.
Yeah. My wife and I talk about it all the time that Rihanna, I would much rather see Rihanna in concert than most people just because it feels like a friend is performing. Like she kind of
You
feels
feel
like
like you're friends with Rihanna?
yeah, like she seems like a homegirl more than like Beyonce. It feels like if you walk in a room with Beyonce, you don't even you can't have a regular conversation with that.
Right.
I feel the same way about Rihanna, though. I don't think she's going to see me and be like, oh, do you want to smoke a blunt with me?
Have you seen Rihanna's team though, David? Rihanna loves a real person. Like Rihanna
Yeah,
is
I
not
do
about
know
that.
like
I do know that.
like all of her people are like homies from way back in the day. I feel like you could like walk up to Rihanna and at the very least she would meet you at let me at least see who this person is. Like let me just check you out and see if you're cool. And if you pass the test, then you can hang.
I think if I told Rihanna my booty hole itches, she would laugh and we would have a good time.
That's your open?
Yeah, that's how I start.
What?
Oh my God.
I go.
You're gonna walk up to Rihanna.
I walk up. I go
at the NAACP Image Awards.
I go, Rihanna. Rihanna, I don't have anybody else I can tell this, but my booty hole itches like a motherfucker. And then she gonna go, man, you crazy. Come on, let's get a drink.
Oh man.
That's the dream. That's the dream right there.
I think she's a silly Billy at heart, and I think she'll like that.
I would love for it to go that way for you.
Thanks,
I don't
man.
think it would go that way for me. Same awards show. Hey. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, I got an itchy booty hole.
Yeah.
And she's like, security.
Yeah. No,
Get
they would
this
already
man.
be on me from the first day, girl. They saw me coming from across. They saw me leave the hors d'oeuvres table. They were clocking me.
I love the idea that you don't even get it out because security's tackled you, so you're just screaming, my booty hole itches! My booty hole itches!
My booty hole!
Hey, please, just let me go, my booty hole itches!
Tell Riri! And then as they're taking me out, I'm like, remember me!
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
All right, let's jump into this research because
Yeah,
this
you
is,
got some good.
this is general tomfoolery here. I did look it up. And Joelle, you are absolutely correct that there is no real correlation between cutting a child's hair at any point and their hair, quote unquote, becoming bad. That is a 100% myth.
Yes.
Okay.
I know as somebody who was terrified to cut her hair my whole life. They're like, it won't grow right, or you have to cut with the curl pattern. And like by the time the pandemic came, I whipped out like a pair of my own scissors. I was like, let's just do this. It's hair, it'll grow back. I'm tired of being afraid of it. And you could, however you touch your hair, eventually it'll just come back out of the scalp like it normally would.
Yes. Now they do say.
That's the scalp.
Okay, because I knew you were going to bring this up.
I will say the face is different.
I imagine you're about to bring up the fact that they tell you to like shave your facial hair to make it grow back thicker and or more effectively.
I'm bringing up, you know how much Jamaican black castor oil I had to purchase to get this shit to connect? This is like, you think that this is how it started. No. This is years of like staying on top of it.
Now, here's what I'll tell you, and I'm curious to hear both of your thoughts on this. What research would say is that is simply time and genetics that made your shit connect much more than it was the
Connected
castor
28?
oil.
No, Langston, it was hard work. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Oil is the truth, so I'm going to go with David on this one.
It's Jamaican.
So you were.
I got a beard at 19. That shit didn't connect till 28. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
You were this
that
deep
just
intellectual
naturally-
a moment ago, and now you're going with this motherfucker because
yes, 1,000%.
Get some black castor oil.
It'll change your life.
It's amazing.
The way it changed my like it fills in a little the hairline up front, which is really nice for me. You know, where it's a little thinner. It's like, you know, you slap a little Jamaican black castor oil, suddenly the hair is more luscious. It's growing better.
Guys, I'm not belittling the product. I'm just saying
it sounds like it.
That it's not Miracle Grow. You're not Chia Pets. It's your genetics changing over time that made your beard connect.
Why would my genetics change to close it in? It doesn't even make fucking sense. It doesn't even make sense.
I'm saying that it is your body evolving. It's not the genetics.
My body evolving?
Change.
What are you talking about?
My God,
my body evolving.
You have dug your heels in a way that this conversation would never work.
Because you're being nuts. You know how I got a beard? I got a beard from Jamaican black castor oil.
To the blessings of God.
That's how I did it. I'm not. This is insane what you're saying to me. There's no genetic reason that it would fill in late. Why
of
would
course
my
there
DNA
is. It's the same reason that you didn't start off with the motherfucker filled in. Yeah,
that was testosterone and puberty and shit.
David, your testosterone levels change more as you get older.
Maybe yours do.
That's crazy!
All right.
I'm saying the closure happened because I put in work.
Because you
I
prayed
believe this
over
for the
it
top of the head.
And you
I didn't
held
pray
it.
over it.
You held it up to the moonlight.
Don't make me a pagan. It's the Jamaicans. The black castor oil is what did it. I was searching high and low trying to figure out. I used to have to go, and the barber would be like, "You want me to just cut this little bit off here?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, you might as well." And then I found black castor oil, and it filled my shit in, man. It's I'm a testament.
You have to explain why you have a superior beard, David. It worked, and we could all see the results.
Thank you, man. This
You're
guy's
welcome.
over here trying to say it's because my fucking body's giving out.
Well, let me say, praise Jah. We thank him every day for his contributions to your beard.
You are a bad guy. You're a bad guy, Langston Kerman. You're a blasphemer is what you are.
Bup, as they say. And we're all super grateful for your perfect castor oiled beard. I did bump into some other sort of like conspiracies, arguments inside of this, that the hair grows back thicker when you cut it over time, which is also apparently not true. They do say that basically cutting baby hair, because most children's hair is that new hair for like the first 6 months, that even cutting a baby's hair in the first year is often, it was hair that was already gonna kind of fall out on its own. So you're really just playing with like some temporary ass hairs in the first place.
Yeah, I think this is really like moms lamenting the fact that their children don't have like that brand new baby hair. Yeah, moms feel like all of a sudden they're like, I used to hold you here, and now you're like 2, and you're like walking, and everything is like it's not the same as it was, and that induces some level of like panic of like time passing by too quickly or something like that. I really feel like a lot of people are like, you want to hold on to the baby years as much as possible. So really don't cut that hair, because that will be the thing that instigates change faster.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A part of me wondered, and I'd be curious to hear both your thoughts on this. A part of me wondered if this connects back to some slavery shit. Just that, they used to shave slaves upon sort of like receipt of them or exchange of them. They'd shave them, or often catching them, they'd shave them to avoid like, lice and fucking other things that were potentially going to be carried in the hair. Also, you didn't give a fuck about them as humans. So like you do whatever you want to them. That said, it's like if you had a generation of children who were then shaved, you are going to make generations after of people who cherish hair in a way that you can't undo, if that makes sense.
Totally. I mean, if I think about like a lot of the laws in surround like post-slavery too around Black women and hair, like we know in Louisiana there was a law that all Black women had to cover their hair because white women were like, yeah, their hair's fire and we're jealous, so please cover that shit. We don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And even into today, we see a lot of how, schools like to police Black children's hairstyles, which is irritating. I don't know if this necessarily for like children goes back. I mean, how much control did we have over our babies and their hair even back then? I don't know.
I can't imagine they were like, all right, you cut your hair, but the baby can have pigtails. Like, I think it's like everybody's, everybody's ugly over here as far as we're concerned. So cut it.
Yeah. We really don't care about your style, personal or otherwise.
Right. Yeah. The other piece of research that I sort of found myself bumping into was that there's a bunch of other weird ass conspiracies that people fuck around with. Oh, yeah? One of which being that eating carrots or the heels of bread will make your child's hair curly. Have either of you heard that conspiracy theory?
Eating the heels of bread will make your child... That was invented by a grandfather who was like, why do we always have a heel of bread around the house?
Why are we throwing this out?
Listen, you want your child to have baby, beautiful hair, eat this heel of bread, okay?
Yeah,
please get out of my house.
Good.
Yeah,
he's like, we're not throwing away the booty bread. You gotta
booty bread, dude, that bread is ass. It tastes bad.
I'll be honest, I like the booty bread.
That's because you want to watch the world burn.
Oh no.
I don't even mind the booty bread.
You like the heel of the bread.
I don't like
a sandwich?
I don't like it for a sandwich. No.
Okay, all right.
That would be
what do you like it for?
Toast.
I think it's better as like toast, or like if you Sometimes, and maybe this is just a bad eater's decision making, but sometimes you just eat a piece of bread. And the heel bread, that shit tastes good when you just eat a piece of bread.
Like no heat, just naked bread.
Yeah, you just pick out a piece of bread and you go to town on that motherfucker.
I have never been so hungry. What?
We have different. Do you put stuff on it?
Nah, sometimes I'll just fold it up.
Grabs bread like you grab an apple.
Like Wonder Bread? What kind of bread do you eat?
We do whole wheat over at my house now, but I've done it with Wonder Bread. I've done it with all the breads.
Oh, Wonder Bread, yucky. I don't
You
mind
guys
a
are
heel
bugging.
piece.
If we're listen, I'm comfortable.
I do like Wonder Bread.
I was about to say I'm
I can't
comfortable
do no
being
Wonder
the
Bread.
only one on this eating bread by itself.
No,
train.
I got a loaf of Bimbo soft white right off camera.
But yeah, I'm not gonna hear any disrespect for the Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread did a lot of good stuff for a lot of dead people.
It held us down in World War II. Definitely got us through.
It's
on this
fortified.
side of the water.
It's the best for peanut butter and jelly.
It was
And
scientific.
truly, you're telling me that if you had to make like a Kraft grilled cheese, that you wouldn't prefer Wonder Bread for that?
I would never make a Kraft grilled cheese because Kraft is disgusting.
Well, now we're going. That's the root of this whole problem.
I would just do like a sourdough with like
whole-
some monster cheese maybe. Or a
Joelle,
nice Swiss, you know?
Joelle, I didn't know your middle name
tomato
was
bisque.
1%. I thought it was Monique.
That's Joelle Monique. I was born to be bougie, okay? My mom said French name so other people like her and she'll be bougie and like fancy shit. And I do.
I thought you went by Joelle Monique, but you are Joelle SpaceX Monique as far as I'm concerned.
Yo, you never got down on the Kraft singles?
As a
grilled cheese?
child, when I didn't have the option to buy my own groceries, yes, I ate a Kraft singles cheese sandwich, and I thought it was fine. I also ate my little Campbell soup, and it was good too. But now I have options. Okay, I live in California. We're the best damn farmers. Oh, God, I love a farmers market. They have a little French stand that sells you like the sourdough bread and the circular loaf.
Listen,
Those little butt pieces are great.
Whoa, those are thick butts. I can't eat all that butt.
Those butts must be
so
part
tasty.
Mexican. They're so thick. Was that the last episode?
That was the last episode. But
I'm sorry.
that's a little Easter egg for whoever gives a shit. But no, I am in no way suggesting that you can only eat a grilled cheese that way, or there aren't better ways of experiencing these things, or healthier ways rather. But I will say that there's no part of me that wants to run away from those roots that form the individual I am. And God, do I owe a lot to a Wonder Bread ass grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah. You know, sure. The butternuts were the choice in my household. Sometimes I'll see the little blue and white checkered packaging and I'll get a little nostalgic for my childhood, sugar toast and shit. But no.
We were an
we've moved
Ora
on.
Wheat family. I had to beg for Wonder Bread.
Or wheat's good.
Yeah, we were Ora Wheat, the brown one.
That's pretty tasty too.
I will say that there is no evidence of carrots and or booty bread being a source of making your hair curly. Again, genetics is the thing that often does it. They do say that eating healthier does lead to like healthier hair, but I think that's like in the way that like all things in our body are sort of symbiotic in that way, that like if you put better foods in your body, all your shit's gonna work better than it would have worked if you ate fucking like, dirt.
That math checks out.
Yeah, that feels real.
My personal favorite conspiracy that I came across in looking up all this hair shit is a theory that people say you should wash your child's hair until it squeaks. Hence the name or the phrase squeaky clean.
Now that's connected to slavery.
Whoa.
That's connected to slavery.
Say more.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm trying to remember the James Baldwin quote. I'll paraphrase it. There's a lot of thought, and you can see it in old advertising, that Black was dirty. And particularly post-slavery, right? When we're like pre-Jim Crow, we're really working to assimilate and engage in like society. And the thing we're often told is like, you're dirty, you're disgusting. You can be porters, you can raise chickens, but that's it. These are the lanes will allow you to occupy post-slavery. And so we see going past that into Jim Crow and beyond, there's this fear that if we are not pristinely clean, then we can be observed as being dirty and filthy, and that will hold you and possibly the entire race back because, you know, one of us equals all of us. So I really think that like the idea of needing to be perfectly polished is a reaction to how we were treated post-slavery.
I will say, and I don't want to bring up the specifics because I don't want to incriminate anybody. I was recently in a conversation about who we thought the cleanest race was.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
Did y'all land on a agreed race?
Black people were the cleanest, and I'm not going to go down the list. Because you have to tell me.
Though?
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Right.
Not today. Not today.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we definitely did get in a heated debate about, who do you think is the cleanest race?
I know Black people are the cleanest because of the way the internet reacts anytime we talk about just washing a leg.
Yes.
Washing a leg. What? Just let water roll down your body. Be like, what?
And that's like, who told you that? Is this strange to ask? How did you learn how to wash?
I don't think that's strange to ask at all. Like, I mean, I don't know.
My mom showed me how to wash.
Yeah,
it was like
there were instructions.
It was like a game. Like, you get the washcloth, and then you rub it up, and you get it soapy, and you rub here, and you rub here.
Yeah. And as you got older, there was a checklist when you got out of the shower. You wash your pants. You brush your teeth. Let me smell your breath. Did you really?
Did you wash your nuts?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I think it was similar where, bath time, somebody is like, hey, have fun, but, let's get serious about it.
We're in here to work, too.
Yeah.
And
it's
it
all fun and
remains
games,
today.
but we got to win,
Yeah.
But that's fucking terrifying. The idea of, I didn't even know hair could squeak, if I'm being honest, that you would wash it to the point that it would make
I don't think my shit squeaks.
A noise. I did think maybe that was a white thing. So I was surprised to hear you, Joelle, say it's a slave thing, although I believe you, because I
don't know if Black people ever said squeaky clean, but the idea that you need to be that level of cleanliness, I think, is definitely a thread that runs in the Black community.
But yeah, I thought white people's hair was the only one that could even possibly squeak.
Anyone's hair can squeak. That would be impressive.
I think if you had like a sponge and you rubbed it sharply across a white lady's hair laying down, it might make like almost like a fucking.
You need like a Jennifer Aniston level of white lady though. Like it's gotta.
Oh,
they're
like
using
who's Goop? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
that's Gwyneth. Yeah.
Like if you rub a sponge across Gwyneth Paltrow's hair, it'll play like a fucking harp. You know what I mean? Like it'll squeak out.
If you play it backwards, it tells you to worship the devil.
Perfect.
Oh, it's a devil harp. Let's be clear. It ain't. This isn't a harp made by no angels that made the cut.
It's the devil's harp.
This is a fallen angel ass harp that we're listening to, but it is a harp.
Oh man, that I'm all for.
Yeah, I even the idea of washing hair that often feels like a white thing. I know that most Black people do not wash their hair every day. That isn't a
every
thing
day
that
is
people.
Too much. We need
that feels
oils.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right. So
but our hairs build up oils and stuff differently.
How often? I don't wash my hair. I just use nuts and berries from the forest. But how often do you guys wash your hair?
I actually do wash my hair every day, but I think it's because I have a white father who gave me oily scalp. Like
you wash your hair every single day.
Like I think I got like white people oil levels.
Shampoo and condition?
Yeah, I try to condition it.
Every day. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What happens if you don't? Have you ever just tried to be like, I'm rugged?
Nah, it just be like cakey and fucking, you know what I mean? Like white people have to wash it every day because then they'll like
How straight is your hair, I wonder though?
It's not. It's very curly.
It's very curly.
What's the longest you've grown your hair out, Langston?
Oh, I
Down to my
guarantee he's had
shoulders.
braids.
It's been, yeah, I've had braids multiple times in my life, and there's no need for us to discuss that anymore,
Someone
Joelle.
find pictures, send them to me. I want to see.
Maybe, how about you mind your goddamn business? How about that?
I bet you had braids like. Do you remember Lloyd? I bet you had braids like Lloyd.
I
like
did. Lloyd was
long.
yeah.
He is inspiration.
Lloyd was a big
Oh my
influence at
God.
a certain point in my life.
If you show your braids, I'll show.
south side, maybe we can go hide. You know the boys gonna have my back.
That wasn't even my Lloyd go-to. I thought for
What?
sure you were a get it shorty, man.
Oh no. I like the smooth Lloyd.
Okay. I like the vulgar Lloyd.
Yeah, you like a club
Back it
banger
up,
Lloyd.
and push your weight on it. That's what I was into.
No. Joelle, what are we talking for you washing your hair? How often are we talking?
I have ADD. I can barely keep track of what's happening moment to moment. I know. I just feel it. Does it need to be washed? Is it gross? I would say probably I would never let more than 2 weeks go by without washing it.
Same.
Yeah.
But I got a conditioner situation. So I wash it and then I like leave the conditioner in for
Oh yeah, you got to, because that's how you let
Yeah.
it like really set and cook in there, and you like wrap it up in a towel so you get the heat in there. Then you do like a full rinse.
I just wash it and rinse it, and then put the conditioner in and rinse that out, and then I go about my day.
But you don't use a 2-in-1. I could see you being a 2-in-1.
I have.
He said he's dabbled in a 2-in-1.
I don't do it currently, but
Don't use the 3-in-1 though. That's the
a
devil.
bitch ain't too good for nothing.
Is that like Irish Spring?
No, I don't know. I've seen it. It's like on the bottom step at Walgreens, but they definitely have 3-in-1 where it's like, you can't tell me I'm going to use the same liquid to get all this stuff the way it needs to get. No, thank you.
My skin's going to be dry as hell coming out of that shower. No.
Let me tell you both. I've listened, and
Langston.
3-in-1. If they add one
You're on
more,
TV now.
I'll try it.
Stop it.
Give me that 4-in-1. I'm about to brush my teeth with it.
Yeah, go ahead. It's a conditioner or shampoo. It's a body wash, and it's a thick mouthwash. It is it's a thick mouthwash.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, I think we did it. I think we nailed this episode.
I feel good about it.
Yeah. Joelle, could you tell the people where they can find you and what cool shit you have going on?
Yeah, y'all can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique. It's JoelleMonique. I have a newsletter coming out hopefully soon. Going to talk some Black History Month movies you should be watching, underrateds, and also about The Last of Us, which I am just obsessed with. So good.
It's a good goddamn show.
Oh fuck, it's so good. Okay, I can't
Could
talk
you drop
about
the underrated real fast though?
Like an underrated Black movie you should watch? Yes.
I'm probably just gonna watch Hoodlum every day, but I need something on top of that.
It's on YouTube. It's from the Harlem Renaissance, and there was this baddie. She was the hottest woman in Harlem or something they called her.
Red Fox.
Red Fox is Domino.
Funny.
I would watch it.
Yeah, Red Fox is playing a character named Domino. I'm in.
Oh man.
Okay. Most beautiful woman Hollywood. Sorry, Harlem. Francine Everett was her name, and the name of the movie. I'm gonna find it.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
It's cool to see Harlem Renaissance movies because these are the first Black portrayals of just regular ass Black life. And if you want to see older movies that are not tragedy porn, but actually about lived experiences, that's the way to go.
Why ever?
They're so good. Lost Boundaries is a 1949 movie she did that I highly recommend. And I think you can find it on YouTube. I think the whole movie is there. Also, Dirty Gertie from Harlem is a lot of fun. You can try both of those.
And hey, go watch Two Can Play That Game. That also is underrated as far as I'm concerned.
And then go watch Love and Basketball. Perfectly rated.
Oh yeah. Oh, get the Criterion Collection version. It's good.
Man, I do love that movie and basketball.
Hell yeah. Bori, could you tell the people where they can find you? What shit you got going on?
Yeah, you can find me at Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. You can come to see our show February 16th at the Elysian Theater. February 17th, you can come see High Note Comedy Denver headliner Katrina Davis. And then you can, let me open up my calendar. It's this face shit. It always doesn't think. I think the problem is I put my face in when I was high and then it doesn't when I'm not.
I get it. Buddy, do I get it?
March 23rd through 26th, I'm going to be at Rooster Teeth Feathers in Sunnyvale, California. March 31st through April 1st, I'm going to be at the Dallas Comedy Club. And April 7th through 10th, I'm going to be in Anchorage, Alaska for the Before You Die Festival. Buy tickets. It'll be great. Or it won't be. I can't promise you anything, but I love you.
Fuck yeah. Go see Bori and all of his adventures. And as always, you can follow us. You can subscribe now to the YouTube. My Mama Told Me has a YouTube we would love for you to subscribe
1,000
to.
subscribers, and he's going to take out those nunchucks.
That's right. The nunchucks are coming out at 1,000 subscribers, and we're getting damn close.
Getting close, boy.
I'm currently in Atlanta, so I haven't been able to train, but as soon as I get back, I'm saying, get away from me, child. I've got training to do. I'm talking to my baby. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. I got to train because we've got 1,000 people to agree to this nonsense. Oh, buy live tickets. The live tickets, we would love for you to come to the live show, but but equally importantly, if you cannot come to the live show, we would love for you to buy tickets to stream the live show at Moment House. They are streaming the live show for 7 days after the show. So if you cannot make it to LA because you're poor and or ugly, do it online. Stream it and get your ugly poor ass and watch it at home. All right. Well, that's all I got to say. Bye, bitch.
Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.